My brother and sister, transform the way you think, and you'll transform the life you live. Success isn't just about strategy, it's about mindset. That is the number R. The most accomplished individuals didn't get to where they are through talent alone. They cultivated a mindset that sustained them through challenges, setbacks, and uncertainty. Here are 3 powerful mindset shifts that can lead to genuine, lasting success, not just in your career, but in every area of your life. Step 1T. From fear of failure, gay, to embracing growth. Fear of failure is one of the most deeply rooted barriers to personal and professional success. It doesn't just delay decisions, it completely paralyzes progress. It keeps people stuck in the realm of what ifs, quietly convincing them that playing small is safer than taking a risk. Over time, this fear becomes a mindset, and that mindset becomes a way of life, one where potential remains untouched and dreams are kept at a distance. From a young age, many of us are conditioned to believe that failure is something to be ashamed of. Whether through grades in school, harsh criticism, or societal pressure, we're taught that making mistakes is a sign of weakness. But the truth is, failure is not the enemy. It's one of our greatest teachers. Every successful individual you've ever heard of has walked through the doors of failure. It's not the fall that defines them, it's the courage to stand back up. Real growth begins when we stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking, what will I learn if I do? This small shift in language opens the door to resilience. It allows you to step outside your comfort zone without the crushing weight of perfectionism. It reframes failure as progress. And that mindset alone can change the entire trajectory of your journey. That is the number R. It's important to understand that embracing growth doesn't mean you won't experience disappointment or pain. It simply means that when setbacks occur, you'll see them through a new lens. Instead of internalizing them as proof of inadequacy, you'll recognize them as valuable data, insights that help you improve, refine, and adapt. In this way, every so-called failure becomes a stepping stone. This shift also removes the need for external validation. When you fear failure, you often seek constant reassurance from mentors, peers, or society. But when you commit to growth, that is the number R, you begin to validate yourself. You understand that your worth is not tied to outcomes, but to your willingness to show up, try, and evolve. That kind of inner strength is unshakable. Think about the times in your life when you've grown the most. Chances are they weren't during easy or predictable seasons. They were during the storms. The uncertain, uncomfortable, and humbling experiences that pushed you to your limits. Those moments forced you to dig deeper, to become more resourceful, more focused, more grounded. That's the gift hidden within failure. It calls forth your strength. We often forget that failure and success are not opposites. They're intimately connected. You can't have one without the other. Success isn't a straight line. It's a series of detours, breakdowns, and breakthroughs. Those who achieve lasting success aren't the ones who avoided failure. They're the ones who learned how to navigate through it with grace, grit, and growth. Fear of failure shrinks dreams. It turns bold ideas into background noise. But when you embrace growth, you give yourself permission to experiment, to be imperfect, and to try again. You begin to act not from fear, but from vision. And that single shift unlocks a level of freedom that fear can never offer. It's also important to stop defining success by speed. Many people fail once and immediately feel defeated because they didn't achieve their goal. fast enough. But growth doesn't happen on a timeline. Some of the most extraordinary transformations take years, quiet, unseen, years of learning, unlearning, and rebuilding. Be patient with your process. There is no such thing as wasted effort when your intention is growth. You also become more empathetic toward yourself and others. When you experience failure and choose to learn from it rather than bury it, you become softer and wiser. You no longer judge others for struggling because you've tasted that same discomfort. This humility deepens your leadership, strengthens your relationships, and enriches your character. Embracing growth also invites a shift from outcomes to effort. Instead of asking, "Did I win?" you start asking, "Did I give my best?" That change allows you to find fulfillment in the journey, not just the destination. And when you genuinely show up for the process, the results often exceed anything you imagined. When you operate from a growth mindset, you're no longer afraid to pivot. You understand that changing your path doesn't mean you've failed. It means you've evolved. Life isn't static, and neither are you. Let your goals be flexible. Let your identity grow. Let your failures redirect you, not define you. It's natural to feel fear. Everyone does. But courage isn't the absence of fear. It's the willingness to move forward in spite of it. Each time you take a step through fear, you gain confidence. And with each step, failure loses its power over you. Over time, this mindset becomes second nature. You stop hesitating. You stop second guessing yourself. You develop a quiet belief that no matter what comes your way, you'll handle it. You'll learn from it. You'll rise from it. That's not arrogance. That's growth. And it's the foundation of lasting success. So when failure shows up, and it will, pause. Breathe. Then remind yourself this is not the end of the road. This is a lesson, a redirection, a test of your commitment, and most importantly, it's an invitation to grow into the person you were always meant to become. Step 2. From seeking approval, gay, to owning your worth. Seeking approval is a natural human tendency. From childhood, we learn that acceptance and validation from others bring comfort, security, and belonging. Whether it's praise from parents, recognition from teachers, or admiration from peers, these external validations often shape our self-image. But when our sense of worth becomes dependent on others' opinions, we hand over the power to define ourselves, and that's where limitations begin. Living life through the lens of others' approval creates an endless cycle of chasing acceptance. That is the number R. Much praise you receive, it can never be enough because it's coming from outside you. The moment you meet one expectation, another appears. You might find yourself constantly adjusting who you are, what you say, and what you pursue just to fit into someone else's ideal, losing your authentic self in the process. This mindset leads to a fragile foundation for confidence. It means your self-esteem rises and falls based on circumstances beyond your control. A kind word lifts you up. Criticism tears you down. Praise becomes a temporary high, while disapproval feels like a deep wound. The truth is, that is the number R on external validation creates a roller coaster of emotions that wears down your inner strength. The key to lasting success and fulfillment lies in shifting from seeking approval to owning your worth. This means developing an unshakable sense of self, respect that comes from within, not from the applause or judgment of others. When you own your worth, you no longer need permission to pursue your dreams or live authentically. You become the author of your own story. Owning your worth requires deep introspection. It means asking yourself fundamental questions. Who am I beyond others' opinions? What do I value? What are my strengths, passions, and unique gifts? This exploration reconnects you with your true identity and helps you build a sense of value that is independent of external validation. When you recognize your inherent worth, you create a powerful boundary against negativity. You're no longer willing to shrink or compromise to fit into molds that don't serve you. You become selective about whose opinions you consider, knowing that not all feedback is created equal. This discernment frees you from the burden of trying to please everyone, a task that is impossible and exhausting. Owning your worth also transforms your relationships. Instead of being driven by a need to be liked or approved of, you engage with others from a place of authenticity. This fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. When you value yourself, you attract people who respect and support you for who you truly are rather than for who you pretend to be. This mindset shift profoundly affects your professional life as well. When you stop seeking constant approval from bosses, colleagues, or clients, you become more confident in your decisions and contributions. You take initiative without fear of judgment and stand firm in your ideas. This confidence not only elevates your work, but also inspires those around you. A critical part of owning your worth is embracing your imperfections. Many people seek approval because they believe they must be flawless to be accepted. But true self-worth isn't about perfection. It's about embracing your whole self, including your flaws and vulnerabilities. This acceptance brings peace and self-compassion, which are essential for resilience. As you develop a stronger sense of worth, you also cultivate courage. The courage to say no when something doesn't align with your values, the courage to ask for what you deserve, and the courage to stand up for yourself. This courage is not confrontational. It's a quiet strength born from knowing your value and refusing to settle for less. Owning your worth allows you to take risks that align with your true aspirations, not just what is expected of you. You pursue goals that resonate deeply rather than those that look good on paper or please others. This alignment between your inner values and outward actions is a hallmark of genuine success and fulfillment. It's important to recognize that this shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires patience, practice, and sometimes healing old wounds caused by rejection or criticism. Surrounding yourself with supportive people who encourage your authentic self can accelerate this process, but ultimately, owning your worth is an internal journey. In moments of doubt, remind yourself that your value isn't conditional. You don't have to earn it or prove it. You are worthy simply because you exist. This truth is liberating and transformative. It allows you to move through life with grace and confidence, regardless of external circumstances. When you stop seeking approval, you reclaim your power. You become the driver of your destiny instead of a passenger on the approval-seeking ride. This empowerment leads to greater satisfaction, joy, and peace of mind. Your energy is no longer drained by people pleasing, but directed toward meaningful growth and impact. In the end, owning your worth is the foundation upon which all other success is built. Without it, achievements feel hollow and challenges feel overwhelming. But with it, every victory is sweeter, every setback is manageable, and every step forward is grounded in the unshakable belief that you are enough, just as you are. Step 3. From short-term wins to long short-term vision in a world that moves faster every day. It's easy to become obsessed with immediate results. We live in an era of instant gratification, likes, shares, quick promotions, fast feedback. This culture encourages us to focus on short-term wins, the immediate success, the quick payoff, the instant approval. While short-term victories are satisfying, they often distract us from what truly matters, building a meaningful, lasting impact. The difference between fleeting success and lasting success is the mindset that drives your decisions. Short-term wins may boost your confidence momentarily, but without a guiding vision for the future, they can leave you feeling empty, directionless, or even burnt out. A long-term vision acts as your compass. It helps you navigate through challenges and keeps you anchored when quick wins fade away. Embracing a long-term vision means thinking beyond the immediate and asking yourself, what legacy do I want to build? How do I want to grow not just today, but over years and decades? This shift requires patience and foresight, but it also invites purpose and depth into your efforts. Success becomes not just about checking boxes, but about creating something meaningful and sustainable. One of the greatest challenges with focusing on long-term vision is resisting the urge for quick gratification. It's tempting to prioritize what feels good or easy now, especially when the future is uncertain. But those who cultivate lasting success understand that true growth is often slow and steady. Like planting a tree, the roots must grow deep before the fruits can appear. Long-term vision changes how you respond to setbacks. When your focus is solely on immediate results, failure can feel devastating, like a roadblock or a signal to quit. But when you have a bigger picture in mind, failure becomes a part of the process, a necessary chapter in a much larger story. This perspective gives you resilience and perseverance beyond the moment. Having a long-term vision also encourages strategic thinking. Instead of reacting impulsively to every new trend or challenge, you learn to assess what aligns with your ultimate goals. This clarity helps you conserve energy, avoid distractions, and invest your time and resources wisely. It's the difference between chasing every shiny object and pursuing what truly matters. This mindset shift requires self-discipline and commitment. There will be moments when the immediate rewards are scarce or non-existent, and that can be discouraging. However, commitment to your vision means staying the course despite temporary discomfort, trusting that the compound effect of consistent effort will eventually yield profound results. A long-term vision nurtures creativity and innovation as well. When you think beyond the present, you open your mind to possibilities that aren't limited by current circumstances. You begin to experiment, explore, and take calculated risks that align with your future goals. This mindset encourages bold thinking rather than playing it safe for short-term gains. It also fosters a deeper sense of fulfillment. Immediate wins may bring excitement, but they often fade quickly. Long-term vision connects your daily efforts to a purpose larger than yourself. It's about making a difference, contributing to something meaningful, and leaving a positive impact on others. This sense of purpose is what sustains motivation over time. When you operate with a long-term perspective, you start to prioritize growth, personal, professional, emotional, over quick achievements. You invest in learning new skills, building relationships, and developing habits that serve you in the years ahead. This investment pays dividends far beyond any short-term reward. A vision that spans years or decades encourages humility. It reminds you that success is a marathon, not a sprint. There will be ups and downs, seasons of plenty and seasons of scarcity. This awareness tempers your expectations and keeps you grounded. It teaches patience, which is one of the most underrated virtues in today's fast-paced world. Another important aspect of this mindset is flexibility. Long-term vision isn't about rigid plans or unrealistic expectations. It's about having a clear destination while being adaptable in your path. Life is unpredictable, and being open to change ensures you can pivot when necessary without losing sight of your purpose. Developing a long-term vision also strengthens your ability to delay gratification. This skill is critical because it allows you to resist temptations that offer immediate pleasure but derail your bigger goals. Whether it's staying focused on your work, saving money, or maintaining healthy habits, delayed gratification fuels long-term success. Surrounding yourself with a supportive community also plays a vital role in sustaining your vision. Long-term goals can sometimes feel lonely or overwhelming. Having mentors, peers, or loved ones who believe in your vision keeps you motivated and accountable. They remind you of your purpose when the road feels long and arduous. Finally, embracing a long-term vision transforms how you define success. Instead of measuring your worth by immediate outcomes, you measure it by growth, impact, and the values you uphold over time. This mindset creates a legacy, a life that inspires others, enriches communities, and brings lasting fulfillment to yourself.